Hey guys, welcome to the Green Room. My name is Victor, and today we're gonna be talking about the chilling adventures of Sabrina Part 4 and how not to end the show because oh boy, that was hella disappointing. Um, I wanna go on record saying that I did enjoy the first two parts a lot. They were really fun to watch. Season 3 was kind of iffy in some points, but still I enjoyed at least most of it. Season 4, not really. Not really. And that's gonna be the focus of today's video. It's gonna be a review, but I'm also gonna be focusing more on plot points that doesn't make any sense or they don't lead anywhere. And that's not to say, oh, they don't lead anywhere because the show got cancelled. Because they got cancelled after they finished shooting. So pretty much how they finished the show was through editing and just a very few reshoots. So that was gonna be the original story. That's not a good start to tell. So let's get started. So let's start from the beginning, right? Last season we finished off with a cliffhanger where Blackwood releases some sea creature they were calling the Old God. That's how the show ends last season. And now we start here, where Blackwood is back at Greendale and he started a church of the night, apparently. Of the Eternal Darkness, I don't know. It's a church, it's a weird church. And he wants to bring the Eldritch Towers to destroy Greendale, Sabrina, and everything. Okay. Why? Exactly. I understand him wanting to kill like the Spellmans because they screw him over, but now he wants to destroy the whole world. And he doesn't have the creature he released from the other season because they forgot about that thing. I guess they forgot about it. But okay. He starts that he's like summoning the creatures to attack Greendale. So each episode is going to be focusing on one Eldritch Terror. You're like the very case of the week kind of thing, a very procedural thing, which is not a problem. The thing is, it can get really repetitive pretty soon. And it does. And it does very quickly. Right? So, okay. Blackwood releases the creatures. We started that. We have the Sabrinas, one living in hell, being Sabrina Morningstar, and the one is Sabrina Spellman that's living with the entities here on Earth. Okay, cool. And I think the chemistry that both Sabrinas created, their relationship, I think that's pretty cool. How they are like best friends, like as they say, secret best friends. That was really fun. And we started off with Sabrina Spellman feeling very alone and sad because everyone is dating, even her other self is with Caliban because I guess so. But yeah, so she's very sad, and that's pretty much her arc throughout the first 3 episodes. And that we spend her most like trying to find herself again in the world. Now that she doesn't have Nick with her anymore because he's with Prudence and Harvey's with Ross. Okay, no problem there. What are the Eldritch Terrors? Because they don't really... That's one thing that the season does a lot. They don't explain things for us. They just throw it there and they expect us to understand or know what they're actually talking about when we really don't. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have no clue what an Eldritch Terror is. So the show needs to tell us what it is. The only thing they say is they are really bad and they want to kill everyone. Okay, cool. But where were they this whole time? Are they the same creature that Blackwood released last year on the Eggy thingy? Are they different things? Because they are very based off Lovecraftian mythos, which I think is awesome. And in the third season, they're calling the Old Gods, which is a Lovecraftian thing. But if they are the same now, the Old Gods and the Terrors, why do they change names? And if they are not the same, what happened to the creature? I want to know what has happened to the creature. So in every episode, like in the beginning of the episode where we see the new terror showing up, Ambrose always says, "No one has ever stopped the Nigel terror before, but I know how to stop them." Or is something along the lines of, "I don't know what's happening. Oh wait, I do." And that's like in a matter of like 5 seconds. He doesn't understand, then he knows exactly how to stop it. And then he tells us how we stop the thing. But he fails. So they stop the monster doing something completely else. I don't understand why they would give us false information in every episode. You wanna give us false information? Do it once, not every episode, because otherwise it's always the same. But okay, and they don't respect the rules they own created on this universe. Because yes, it's about witches and the devil, and we now have angels as well, which I don't think is a problem at all. I think yeah, let's make like a really cool supernatural universe. But no, the rules of the universe are creating. Otherwise, we don't believe it. Doesn't matter how fantasy or sci-fi your world is. We need to have rules so we believe on that world. Like check Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones when it was good, or even Star Wars. We have rules there. We understand how that works. So when we're watching it, we know what is going on. And in this season, Sabrina, they don't do that. They just throw stuff at us, information at us. They expect us to understand. And then the few rules they give us, they always break them moments later. So we don't really get what's going on. We may get it, but it doesn't make sense when we do. And like Supernatural, they have like a crazy amount of monsters. They have like 15 seasons of stuff. But they have rules that we understand very well. Oh, this monster is this thing. We know how to kill it. We know how it works. So it doesn't get confused when we are watching the show. We don't like that's kind of fake. We don't think that when you're watching. We know it's not real, but we believe for the 40 minutes that we have watching the episode, we believe that's happening. And in this season, I didn't feel like that, and more people that I talked to that watched this season felt the same way. And that's not good storytelling. When we cannot believe on pretty much anything that's happening, and forgetting the rules you created, and then forgetting the plots you created, starts to become like a pattern. Since from the start with Blackwood's story, and then with everyone else stories, I don't know. It really frustrated me. Now we gotta talk about the character arcs, which are pretty much non-existent. And yeah, Sabrina is the main character of the show, but she's not the only character in the show. You gotta watch the other characters, what they've been up to, and they gotta be interesting so we kind of care about them as well, right? That's why we need character arcs, so they develop their characters. However, we don't have anything, and like Harvey, he draws the things because he had sex with Ross, and then that's it. That's his whole arc. Then we got Ross find out she's a witch, which I think it's weird because her whole plot in the other seasons was she's not a she has powers but she's not a witch, and her family hates witches, but she's actually a witch. I thought it was a little bit weird because it contradicts her past arc, which was odd. And then she gets like her new superpowers, which she knows very well how to use it. And then she becomes really close friends with Prudence and Marie, because the plot demanded the witches to be all linked so they could talk with each other and watch the planets get destroyed. That's pretty much like the only other arc that we have. Well, no, we have Mary, Sabrina's teacher, which I have no clue why she's still around. Because okay, she remembers at least parts of it, and she's really afraid that what she's been through. She needs like some security in her life, and then someone knocks on her door and say, "Hey, we got a new church opening. We should check out." Mary says, no, I'm good. Then the girl says again, I think you really should. And then Mary says, okay. And then, like, a few moments later, Mary's like the most devoted follower ever. It's incredible how she didn't want to go there. And like the first meeting she goes, Blackwood's talking about how he need to embrace the darkness to become strong and everything. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a motivational speech, sure. But then, like, the second time she goes there, he's talking about how he's going to destroy everything, how everyone's going to die. And she's like, who? And then in the end, she becomes the head of the church because why not, right? Yeah. And then, well, since we talk about Mary, let's talk about Lilith. That's doing her thing. She has the baby, and she runs away. Let's talk about the whole hell plot, actually, because that's a whole mess. She runs away with the baby. She has the baby. Okay. By the way, the baby's like this big because we can see the way she holds it is this big. The baby, it's incredible. She has the baby, and then Lucifer wants the baby, so he, because it's his, and then Lilith says no. She kills the baby, so Lucifer doesn't have it, and then she immediately feels with regret because she killed the baby. Like a scene later. So she wants to bring the baby back, but she can't. And Lucifer takes away her powers. And she uses her powers in the next episode to travel to hell. And I'm pretty sure to open the gates of hell, you need magic. So yeah, okay, another rule that they broke there. They take away her power, so she uses again the power. Lucifer. He loves Sabrina. Like the first two seasons of the show, the first season, no, season 2 and 3. Sabrina is trying to get rid of Lucifer. And he's still insisting on being with her, of caring about, because it is his daughter. And now that Sabrina Morningstar is gone, he just immediately hates the other Sabrina. Why? Why does he hate her? He's still his daughter. He immediately hates her and he wants to kill her. And he doesn't do anything. Lilith literally tells him Caliban is trying to take over the throne. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't care. Why? He doesn't care. And Caliban, he's trying to take the throne, but apparently he changed his motivation every other scene because sometimes he's playing his charade, but then when Lilith says to everyone, oh, he's actually trying to take the throne, Lucifer doesn't care. And he kind of stops caring about hell. And did he really care about Sabrina? I think he did. But in the same time, in the beginning of the season, they play off as he's just using her. But then he wants to revenge. Does he just wants the war to happen on the last episode? I'm really sure that the hell plot was going to be like season 5 stuff. And they were, because it's really common to plant seeds on the season so you can like harvest those things on the next one. And that's really, really common. But the thing is, there is no next season, so that whole plot, it's gone. And they lost everything. Sabrina feeling lonely in the beginning of the season, and then after episode 4, we still stick pretty much only at her, but we don't see any change in the character. The change we have on her development, is on the last episode when we have the time jump, and she finds out she has to kill herself because she has the void inside of her and blah blah blah. Okay, we didn't see that because we don't see her going from like scared because she has the void inside of her now. We don't see that. It's all off screen. And then she evolves into, I am the one that has sacrificed myself to save others. Okay, just one thing. That's her growth as a character, but that's something she already was before. We've seen this in the earlier in the season when she has to fight off the terrorists. She was willing to sacrifice herself. We see that in other seasons. She has always been willing to do that. So she doesn't grow much after episode 4. Because when she realized she doesn't need like a boyfriend to be with her so she can be happy. It stops right there. It doesn't grow. It doesn't change anymore. We started off the episode with she getting the void, and then she travels to the portal. Really easy. I gotta point that out. She travels there through the portal to take away the void with the Pandora's box, with the Trinket Man. The Trinket Man give. By the way, is the Trinket Man the Elder Terrorist, or does he sell the imp, the Elder Terrorist? Does he sell things? Why does he goes to Blackwood, but he doesn't want to give him the terror? By the way, that was really weird. They could have on and he was just waiting for Ambrose to go by so he can give you like the egg thing. Why didn't they just say that he was the terror, but he needed to train Sabrina to wield the void or something? Because unless I'm dumb, I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. The Trinket Man thing. It was so weird. But anyway, going back, Sabrina gets the Pandora box. She goes through the portal to lock the dark that is inside. Not the darkness, the void. That's not supernatural. The void inside, and then they pull her back. And then all the other characters spend the whole episode almost the whole episode, trying to find a way to open the portal to get Sabrina's body back, like the Pandora's box. Why? Because in the first 5 minutes of the season, the episode, Sabrina just opens the portal like super easy. Why they all have to waste so much time trying to open the portal again? See, that's not the thing. They show being super easy in one scene, and like few scenes later, it's completely impossible to do. Why? But what changes between Sabrina's doing it and them doing it? I don't think her dying was ever going to be the actual ending of the show. I think it's too much of a downer for a teen show, because after all, Sabrina is a teen show, right? And then we have Sabrina being in heaven apparently, and she's reading a book, and then Nick shows up and tells her that he actually killed himself to be with her, and they try to play it off as the most beautiful thing ever, and I don't think killing herself is beautiful. I think, because I'm pretty sure original ending for the season, I was pretty sure it was going to be Sabrina's dying, and then Nick saying he was going to go after her to bring her back, like Sabrina does with him on the end of season 2, and then we lead up to season 3, where we're going to resurrect Nick. I think they were going to play it off, but this time the opposite. But then it got cancelled, and so they shot the scene where Nick goes to talk to Sabrina on heaven. So yeah, that was pretty much my review of season 4 of Sabrina, and the last season actually. I mean, reviews, let's rant. But there were things that I did enjoy in this show. Acting, I think, was good. I don't have a problem with the acting. We had like fun scenes, like in an episode where we go like to the Sabrina's actually a TV show. That is a great idea, and they have like great scenes there. But I think like too much of a filler should be the penultimate episode, not only of a season, but of the show. And we don't have anything there, and then they just forget the Salem movement through the portal as well. The fire effects when they go to hell, I think that was really dope. But the plot was really confusing. It was all over and left me disappointed and sad, because they not only killed Sabrina off, but the show itself. So yeah, if you enjoyed, please give us a thumbs up. See you in the next one.